They laughed when you broke down, smirked when you snapped, clapped when you crumbled. But here's the thing they never saw coming. You rebuilt. And this time, you're bulletproof. You ever notice how the world feeds on reactions, like leeches? The moment you twitch, they feast. Cry, they savor it. Rage, they record it. Snap, they smile. They don't want your peace, they want your panic. Because when you lose control, they win. Let me ask you something. What are emotions in a world built on manipulation? A weapon. Yours, turned against you. They taught you to express yourself, didn't they? Cute. That was never about healing. It was about surveillance. They taught you to be open. But when you opened up, they dissected you. They taught you love conquers all. But when you loved too hard, they bled you dry and called it self-care. Wake up. You think you're losing your mind? Nah, you're losing your leash. You're not going insane. You're becoming immune. You were programmed to be reactive. Cry when it hurts. Yell when you're angry. Plead when abandoned. But every time you react, they write your script. So what happens when the actor refuses to play his part? What happens when the clown stops laughing? What happens when the puppet cuts the strings? Simple. You stop giving the world what it expects, and that is terrifying to them. Control isn't about repression. It's about domination. Not of others, but of yourself. You see, the strongest man in the room isn't the loudest. It's not the one flipping tables or throwing punches. It's the one sitting still, with a storm behind his eyes and silence in his mouth. Because silence is the scariest sound in the world. And indifference, it's the sharpest blade. Let them talk, let them poke, let them throw every insult and betrayal at your feet. You don't flinch, you don't react, you process, you calculate, you evolve. While they bark, you build. While they scream, you smile. While they lose themselves trying to break you, you find yourself by refusing to break. You want revenge? Don't throw a punch, throw silence. Don't start a war, start a transformation. They expect rage, give them peace. They expect a breakdown, give them a masterpiece. They expect chaos, give them calm, the kind that makes them question your soul. There was a time you let your emotions drive the car, and where did that get you? Crashed, broken, bleeding on the pavement of regret. No more. Now your emotions sit in the back seat, gagged, cuffed, and silenced. They serve you now, you don't serve them. Because the moment you let emotions lead, you're no longer the driver. You're a passenger in a vehicle built for self-destruction. Ever notice how the world trains you to feel? They flash dopamine hits in your face, heart emojis, likes, validation. Then, they yank it away. So what happens? You chase the feeling again and again, like a junkie begging for another hit. And while you're busy chasing highs, they're busy mapping your soul. Stop dancing to their rhythm. Stop reacting to their noise. Stop being a lab rat in their psychological experiment. Because the truth is, emotional control is the final stage of evolution. It's when the caterpillar becomes something alien, not a butterfly. Numbers something darker, something sharper. A creature that doesn't fly away, but hovers in silence, watching everything, forgetting nothing. Think of all the times you snapped. What did it get you? Closure, peace, justice. Number. It got you labeled, unstable, over-emotional, toxic. It got you laughed at, ghosted, abandoned. And the worst part, you did it to defend yourself. Funny, right? They hurt you. You reacted. And somehow, you became the villain. So be it. If you're going to be painted as a monster, then be one they can't understand. Not loud, not brutal, just cold, strategic, unshakable. Let them wonder what's going on inside your head. Let them fear the calm. Let them regret ever thinking they could manipulate you through your own damn emotions. Because when you stop reacting, you start controlling the narrative. You know why they hate people who don't flinch. Because they can't guilt trip them, can't gaslight them, can't gauge them. It's like trying to fight a shadow. It's always there, but it never gives you anything back. That's what you become. A shadow. Present. Watching. Silent. You don't attack, you haunt. Because when you control your emotions, you stop speaking their language, you stop playing their game. And now, they're the ones screaming into the void. Control your emotions doesn't mean bury them, it means channel them. Rage, refine it into ambition. Heartbreak, sharpen it into wisdom. Sadness, twist it into focus. Let them think you're fine when you're furious. Let them believe you're healed while you're building something nuclear. Because the day you stop telling them how you feel is the day they lose access to your power. They used to read you like a book. Now, you're a locked vault. They used to trigger you with a look. Now, you don't even blink. And the best part, they'll keep trying and failing. And the more they fail, the more unhinged they become. And while they're unraveling, you're evolving. You've heard, don't let them see you sweat. I say, don't let them see you bleed. Don't let them see you care. Don't let them see a single ripple in your soul. Because people weaponize what they see. Give them tears, and they'll use them as chains. Give them anger, and they'll twist it into guilt. Give them vulnerability, and they'll carve it into your skin. But give them nothing, and they'll have to face themselves. And that, my friend, is a horror story they're not ready to read. You ever seen someone lose their mind trying to get a reaction from you? It's beautiful. They push and push and push, and you just smile. Because the calmest ones are always the most dangerous. You're not silent because you're scared. You're silent because you've already decided. Decided to stop explaining yourself. Decided to stop performing pain for their amusement. Decided to stop being their puppet, their victim, their experiment. From now on, you own your emotions. You wear your control like armor. And every word, every look, every decision is calculated. Let them call you cold. Let them call you detached. Let them call you anything they want. Because you've learned something they haven't. Power is quiet. Control is silent. Mastery is invisible. And in a world addicted to noise, your silence is a threat. So when they test you, smile. When they mock you, observe. When they leave you, elevate. Because your evolution doesn't require an announcement, just results. They'll feel it when they see you thriving without them. They'll feel it when they realize their absence didn't shake you. It freed you. They'll feel it when they look into your eyes and see nothing but stillness. Stillness forged in fire. Control your emotions, or someone else will. Control your reactions, or become a puppet. Control your silence, or be turned into a spectacle. The world thrives on your instability. So give them your stillness. Let your calm be the storm. Let your silence scream. Let your control kill them slowly. Because nothing haunts the wicked more than the one they couldn't break. This time, you don't react, you reign. They thought your silence meant weakness. That's where they miscalculated. Because you weren't silent out of fear, you were silent out of strategy. See, most people live like emotional vending machines. Press the right button, out comes a meltdown. Say the right insult, watch them explode. Pull the right string, watch them dance. But you ripped out the buttons, cut the wires. Now they press, and nothing happens. That drives them mad. Because people don't crave truth, they crave control over your truth. And when you stop giving them that access, you become untouchable. Here's what they'll say to reel you back in. You've changed. Damn right, I did. I evolved. I outgrew your circus. You used to be so emotional. Yeah, and where did that get me? Torn apart, lied to, left behind. You're heartless now. Number, I just stopped handing my heart to people who use it as a weapon. They don't want the real you. They want the reactive you. The you that bleeds on command. The you that screams when provoked. But that version of you is gone, burned in the ashes of betrayal, buried under every fake apology, drowned in every manipulation you had to survive. What's left now isn't fragile, it's forged. You want control over your life. Then master your internal battlefield, because the loudest war isn't with them, it's with yourself. Every day you'll feel it, that twitch in your gut to snap back, that ache in your chest to cry out, that roar in your throat to let it all out. But you don't. You sit in it. You dominate it. You break it down, piece by piece, until the rage becomes reason. Because emotion is a flame. Use it wrong, and it burns you alive. Use it right, and it becomes your forge. Let me tell you something most people don't want to admit. Powerful people feel everything. They just don't show it. They bury it deep. They channel it right. They weaponize their wounds into wisdom. You think the Joker doesn't feel rage? He just doesn't waste it. He sculpts with it. He plans with it. He rules with it. Emotional control doesn't make you inhuman. It makes you unstoppable. And when you stop reacting, watch what happens. Those who used to pull your strings start panicking. Because they only felt strong when you felt weak. They only felt in control when you were spiraling. They only felt worthy when you were begging. But now you've closed the show. Curtains down. The actor walked off stage and became the director. You're writing the script now. You decide who gets a line, who gets cut. You decide the tempo, the tone, the ending. You're no longer part of their drama. You're the one above it. You want to know why some people keep poking at you? Because your silence exposes them. It forces them to face the ugliness inside them they've been projecting onto you. Your emotional control is like a mirror. It reflects their manipulation, their cowardice, their lies, and they hate that. So they'll poke and lie and twist stories to make you react. And you'll sit there, calm, quiet, untouchable. Because control isn't loud, it's lethal. In silence, they'll try again. They'll come back with new tactics, disguised as concern, dressed in flattery, wrapped in guilt. Just be honest with me. No thanks. Honesty is currency. I no longer spend it on the undeserving. I miss the old you. The old me died protecting someone who didn't deserve it. Why don't you care anymore? Who says I don't care? I just don't show my cards to people who fold under pressure. You see, emotional mastery turns you into a ghost they can't grab. You're there, but you're out of reach. You're calm, but your silence screams. You're present, but they can no longer read you, and that unsettles them more than any explosion ever could. Let me tell you a secret. They expected your downfall to look dramatic. Tears, rage, begging, madness. But instead, you vanished, rebuilt, returned colder, sharper, and absolutely silent. You didn't burn the bridge, you let it rot, and when they tried to come back, they drowned in the river you now own. When you control your emotions, you become unpredictable. And in this world, the unpredictable ones are the ones no one dares to cross. They'd rather face a volcano than a glacier. Because the glacier is slow, silent. But when it moves, it reshapes entire landscapes. That's what you are now. A silent force of nature. Not emotional, not chaotic, just inevitable. Look, I get it. You're tired of feeling everything so deeply. Tired of being cracked open by words that barely touched others. Tired of being called too sensitive, too reactive, too intense. But let me tell you something. Your depth isn't weakness, it's raw material. But now, you don't hand it out. You mold it into armor. You fuse it into purpose. Because the world doesn't need another emotional casualty. It needs a calculated storm. One who doesn't beg, doesn't flinch, doesn't break. So here's your new code. Feel everything, show nothing. Process in silence, strike in precision. They think they know you. Let them keep guessing. Because from now on, you're a vault, a cipher, a question they can't solve. And that mystery, that lack of access, that is your power. Every time you choose not to react, you win. Every time you walk away instead of snapping, you win. Every time you take the hit and still keep building, you win. Because life's greatest revenge is discipline. When they expect fury and you give them nothing. When they expect chaos and you serve them clarity. When they expect the broken version of you and instead meet the architect of your rebirth. That's the real mind game. And you're playing it flawlessly. So the next time someone tries to trigger you, don't scream, don't explain, don't even blink, just watch. Watch how fast they crumble without your reaction to feed off. Watch how desperate they become without your emotions to manipulate. Watch how quiet they get when you refuse to play. Because nothing terrifies a manipulator more than someone who sees through them and doesn't care enough to react. Control your emotions, not to please them, not to impress them, but because you deserve peace. And peace doesn't come from letting it all out. It comes from holding it together when everything is falling apart. You are not emotionless. You are disciplined. You are not cold. You are precise. You are not broken. You are reconstructed. Every scar has been reprogrammed. Every betrayal, cataloged. Every failure, studied. You're not healing to be loved again. You're healing to become someone untouchable. So let them say you're cold. Let them say you've changed. Let them call you distant. Because while they're busy judging your silence, you're building an empire they'll never be invited into. And when they knock, you won't answer with rage. You won't answer with tears. You won't even answer with words. You'll answer with one thing: absence, unreachable, unshakable.